Now I'm going to show the data structure fifth experiment, singly linked list. First I created four, five functions as void insert friend, insert at end, and insert at anything, and also to delete the value in the list and also displaying the value. First I created a structure as a list, and I created a integer variable as a data. So the list next should address is given to a next. So the head's address is equal to null means I created a yeah main addresses in CS and C. For adding the choice, I created a CS. For now, I'm going to start the program. So I create a CO as enter the insert front and insert at end and insert at any and delete and display. Create a switch case for case 1 as insert at front break, and case 2 as insert at end, and case 3 as insert at any, and case 4 as a delete, and case 5 as a display. And for entering the data as I created for press 1 to continue, while C is equal to 1 go to the start, or void insert the font. For inserting the font, I created the linked list next address of the variable as a temporary is equal to new list. For in order to create a new list, I created this. So cout enter the data, and also the reading the data, I create a scene for a temporary next is equal to data, and the temporary next is equal to a null. If a head is equal to null means the head should be the have the value of the temporary, and else if a temp next is equal to head means the head will have the address value of the temporary. So cout insert the element as head data. Now the temporary data is inserted at the head. Now I'm going to void insert at end. For inserting at the end, list lost address will be at the head. So the list temporary creating a temporary address for the new list. So cout the data, and read and write for writing for the data creator cout and cout here. So temporary next is equal to null. If the head is equal to null means the head will have that a temporary value which is I created here as a new list, and also else if it is not, and while last next is equal not equal to null means the last next should be last is equal to be last next, and the last next should be a temporary value, so it is interchanging the position. So it should be inserted the element at the temporary data. Now I'm going to show the function of the insert at any place. So I created an integer of n, and the linked list as lost. For the list I create a lost address of the variable should be a head, and the pre-address of the variable should be a head, and the temporary address I created a new list. For cout entering data, I created a cout and scene for read and write, and if the temp next is equal to null means the head is equal to null. So the head is equal to null means the head will have the value was a temporary. So the cout where you want to insert, I created a cout scene here for read and write for that, and also down I created a for loop statement for I is equal to 1, and still the it has the n minus 1, it is the loop iteration will be executed. So the last is equal to last next, and the temporary next is equal to last next means the temporary next should be have the interchanging position as the temporary. So now cout insert the element if the temporary is next data. For deleting the element I created void delete. If list I created a list lost pointer variable lost is equal to a head, and the left pointer previous is equal to head means, and also I created a statement of condition statement as if head is equal to if head is equal to null means cout the list is empty, and else if while lost next is not equal to null means then the previous position will be the lost, and the lost is will be having the next position. So cout delete the last position, so the previous next will be is equal to a null, and now delete the loss. For displaying the elements, I created a function as void display. For there, I created a list where that pointer temporary variable is equal to head means the element left should be statement should be appear as element left in the list is, while temporary is not equal to null, and the temporary next data will be at the down by the temporary next will be the next of the data. I'm going to run the program. I'm going to insert a phone, insert a friend. 32 should be inserted at the front. I'm going to continue. Now again I'm going to insert it at end, so I'm creating it 2. 54 will be inserted at the end, and I'm going to insert it at 3 at any position, so I'm going to 3. I'm going to insert that in the first position as that 43 as 14, so the 32 will be replaced by 14. Where you want to, I'm going to do it at the first one. I'm going to press. Now I'm going to display the elements as I said. Yeah, the 32 is the first I have given, and the 54 is the end, and the 14 is the where I given the value. Thank you, man.